In the spirit of making money online, passive income style, I want to share with you how I make passive income every single day on Teepublic and Redbubble.com. Teepublic and Redbubble, both owned by the exact same company. It's called the Redbubble Group. Redbubble Group acquired Teepublic a long time ago. And, their algorithm has been quite easy to understand and break down. For all my OG viewers, the people who have been watching me since day one, I was sharing my journey on Redbubble and Teepublic throughout the years, kind of talking about how I would post 60 designs a day, every day to Redbubble. I would post my designs on Teepublic as well. My most successful designs did really, really good. I remember my very first month ever on Teepublic, I made over $1,000. So it was a really long time ago, but it is still one of my great passive incomes that I truly enjoy. It has a creative element to it, but it's amazing. I really love it. So I'm going to share with you guys the secret behind my success for both platforms, both Redbubble and Teepublic. So the first thing that I'm going to share is finding tags and titles. Now, if at any point in time you want to learn more about this, I have 2 courses, link in the description, one for Teepublic, one for Redbubble, that I will always keep $39.99 unless I do an update. If I do an update with more content, I'll, raise the price. But I'll leave links in the description if you want to go ahead and watch those videos. I share everything that I know, breaking down those specific algorithms. And let's talk about Teepublic for a second. So the way that I would find designs that work on Teepublic is really just by finding the right tags. For me, designing was never really an issue because there's 2 points for every single design. You have your design and you have the tags. You have to make sure it shows up. So imagine there are some designs that are more successful than others. Like, for example, I could look at this design of this wolf t-shirt and I could say, yep, immediately, this design is an amazing looking design. It's really successful, but it would have never appeared if the right tags aren't in place. And not to mention, when we look at tags, a lot of the times there's a lot of confusion behind tags. So once again, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to learn more about it. But something that helped me quite dramatically is this Teepublic tagging tool. At the time, it looked a little bit different. This was many years ago, once again. But essentially, the way it would work is I would perform a search. So let's perform a search, let's say Pope Leo. That's a trending topic right now. I would perform a search. I would generate the tags on that search. The machine would kind of tell me what the best tags are, and then I would pull from the list of tags here that people are searching. What really this is if I search a topic, right, the topic that I'm searching, these keywords are going to be generated based on that topic. Now, that goes for both Teepublic and it goes for Redbubble. I would do the exact same thing for Redbubble, and I would use this to study what I actually wanted to create. And I wasn't opposed to creating more than one design per niche, and I would test different keywords, and I would pull different keywords using something called the bucket strategy. This was something I did heavily on Zazzle. These tools you can find on botsandapps.com. I'll leave a link in the description there as well. I believe at one point in time I had a discount code. I'll double check some of my old videos if you want to go ahead and take a look. But this is essentially these top 4 tools right here, the tools that, like I said, changed my life. And it was actually very life-changing in the aspect that I can hire more people out, which this was another aspect of my success through print on demand. One of the things that made me extremely successful when it came to print on demand is, first, I learned how to do everything myself manually. Before I used any kind of steroid like these tagging tools, before I learned any kind of cheat code, right, because that's what these are, they're cheat codes, whether it be the Redbubble tool or the Teepublic tool, I learned how to do it myself first. Then after that, I used the tools. It worked out great for me. And then after that, I trained people how to do exactly what I was doing. And so if you guys are familiar, if you go to autopilotpassiveincome.com, these are 4 courses on my website. The Redbubble SEO course, the Teepublic course, the Zazzle course. These courses right here are what I give my virtual assistants to learn from. And I would be working with them on a daily basis, showing them how to exactly create designs for me and post them on Redbubble, on Teepublic. Now, some people think that because I don't talk about these things that they still don't go on. No, they still go on till today. I have a total of 3 current people that work for me that are responsible for creating, tagging, and titling my designs on TeePublic, on Redbubble, and on Zazzle. They work for me on a daily basis. When Society6 was alive, I had a fourth, employee, I guess you can call, virtual assistant, that I would be paying to work for me, and they would be doing that. Now, Society6 is something of a distant memory for me, unfortunately. I think the owner of not the owner, but the person who was brought in after the acquisition to manage it, I think did a terrible job and really is pivoting. But it doesn't matter. That's water under a bridge, right? Can't cry about spilled milk. But essentially, one of my pathways to success with TeePublic and with Redbubble is truly understanding the algorithm. And like I said, in these courses, I really, really went deep understanding the algorithms. At the time, I would, and you could see the different topics here that I have on, like, for example, the Redbubble course. I really took a real investment into learning these kind of things. And to be honest, it helped me till today. There's not a day goes by where I don't make money on Redbubble or TeePublic. There's not a single day that goes by. In fact, there's not a single day that goes by where I don't cross probably over $40, $50 a day on each platform. And I have multiple accounts, right? I'm talking on each account. It's probably not. I mean, I have a couple small accounts, but nothing crazy, right? I have 3 TeePublic accounts and I have multiple Redbubble accounts. So it's not a day goes by where I don't make that kind of money on these platforms. And it's been, like I said, a tremendous amount of passive income. And more importantly, the sanctity and understanding that it's not something that I have to break my back for. The work is already finished. The work is already created. And the results just come in on a daily basis. It is really amazing when you do have designs that have ranked because of sales and they continue to stay at the top and just generate income for you. One of the things that I do want to share is I was highly against the idea of creating images for trends. And really what I pushed for was for evergreen type content. You could go in my channel and look at all my older videos. I would really, really kind of reiterate that. I would tell people you could do what you want, but I personally prefer to create content on TeePublic and Redbubble, different designs that are evergreen-based content or images or designs that are never going to really die off, right? Everybody, for example, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people are going to buy Pope Leo shirts from, like, let's say the day he passed away to, like, maybe 2 months from now. But after that, 4 years from now, 6 years from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, there might not be much as a demand on this kind of thing, right? So although this is a great tribute to the guy, when the other Pope passed away, Pope Francis, now Pope Leo, there's a lot of demand for this kind of thing. Hopefully you guys, can understand what I'm saying there. A lot of demand, but over time, demand dies off, okay? Whether it be a tribute for the new Pope or the one that passed away, rest in peace. But the point is that it's not evergreen. These are not evergreen type markets. So what I always did was I found evergreen type markets and I focused on that. I never focused on trends. And once again, you can see all this kind of content. So let me just kind of give you guys a quick summary of everything that I'm saying. I always did evergreens. I paid very close attention to the algorithm, whether it be Redbubble and TeePublic. Very similar algorithms, not exactly the same, but similar, okay? I always paid attention to the tags that I was using. I trained my virtual assistants to do exactly what I'm doing. The tools here, the Redbubble Tag Optimizer, the Redbubble TeePublic Tag Optimizer tool, these tools helped me personally gain much success, whether it be through my virtual assistants or myself. I eliminated things like misspellings, little errors, and assumptions. A lot of the times I would create a design and assume that a certain keyword is associated with that niche or that topic, and I would be mistaken. I would just be essentially wasting keyword space. And the way these kind of algorithms work is it's not always about the keywords that you put, but it's a lot about what keywords you don't put. There's a lot of different issues with just, bringing in certain random keywords and things like that. So if you guys want to learn more about this, you can literally look into my YouTube channel. I think I have over 1,000 YouTube videos posted on my channel. Some of them 2-3 years old, but did I say 1,000 channels? I meant 1,000 videos. Some of them are 2-3 years old, and you can go ahead and take a look at them, but they still reign true. I generate, like I said, passive income every single day on these platforms, and truly, while everybody was complaining at one point in time about these websites were a great passive income source for me, and I wish that there wasn't such a bad reputation on these kind of things, but, a lot of the times when you're the leader in an industry like Redbubble is, like Teepublic, these guys are going to get, negative attention from a lot of people who just don't give them a fair look. Now, don't get me wrong. They had to make some moves that, people aren't proud of or happy of because they want to obviously generate more profit and things like that. But, that's a sign of the times. Every company's dealing with issues as far as profitability. I mean, everybody thought the golden goose, merch by Amazon, wasn't going to mess with people's profitability, and it's happening, right? So there's really no change behind that. But I want to share all this information because, hey, why not? Passive income, autopilot passive income, that's the name of our channel. That's what we talk about, and this has been a huge part to how I generate income. And, honestly, for the past few weeks, I've been creating some designs here and there. Yes, my virtual assistants take care of most of my work for me, but at the same time, it's still something that I enjoy doing here and there, and I haven't lost my touch. Don't get me wrong, I'm still great at designing, some really nice designs, but the hard work for me, portion of my life where I'm grinding away hours and hours and hours at working at something is pretty much over at this point. But I hope you guys enjoy, and anybody who's out there on their journey to try to achieve financial freedom, passive income, whatever you want to call it, or just achieve your goals in general, I wish you guys luck, and leave comments leave questions in the comments down below. I'm happy to assist, happy to give some help or some opinions, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Bye.